I sit back and I say, what would y'all have been talking about for the whole season? Because everything seemed to revolve around what Annie was doing.
And this goes back to these people are not friends.
No, they're not. And you can tell. It's very telling to me that every time he has a clash with someone, it's one of the girls.
And you don't want to be here, so it's fine. You can leave. Bro.
Like, what the
That whole thing between him and Nadia, and that whole thing between him and Annie, it was very sassy.
You said you had a list of things about Diamond this season because he was giving us a lot to talk about.
Diamond definitely put on this entire season.
So you don't have a girlfriend?
I do not have a girlfriend.
Of course, I cannot tell her all the girls that I'm seeing. I'll be stupid to do that.
Is everybody coming for Annie saying that the husband is almost the same age as her sons? The guy is young.
He's young.
I mean, yeah,
is that something?
Problem.
Is that something? Because that was a big part of the
She can have him young?
You can.
Okay, so what's the problem?
They are there because of the money. It's not because of anything else.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me again. It's TeaRon. That's TeaRon, period. And this is another episode of Ubiquitous Blacks Reviews. This is our first official one of 2025. And this particular review means a lot to me because the show, the series that we're going to be talking about today is one that is embedded in our beginnings as far as reviewing stuff here on this platform, right? And that is Young, Famous, and African.
We're back.
You know what that means, right?
Madness is about to come.
I can put you in your place.
Don't make me feel disrespected. Say the truth in front of my face.
If she wants marriage, she can go.
Wow. So you don't have a girlfriend?
You're not my type.
She wants me.
She can't resist.
Louie, I'd rather drink my own urine before I sleep with Louie.
Wow.
We are toxic.
I know it's going to end in premium tiers, but so long as I'm the king of the jungle, we're good.
This was a series when it first got announced and it came out, I was excited about the idea of getting to watch a series that was atypical from what we normally see represented in African shows, for example. But then also, I was excited about the glam factor. Little did I know that it was going to be all glam and little split splash of African culture. And honestly, with this delay, the series got delayed for a long time and I gave up on it. I'll be honest, before we even get into the thing, I gave up on the idea that it was going to come back. I didn't think that it was going to return. I thought that Netflix was going to, chalk it up to whatever. And then it finally got announced after a year hiatus that, hey, we got something for you. Now we're going to find out if the wait was worth it or if they should have just kept it and put it on a shelf somewhere. And joining me in that discussion today are two of the most fantastic ladies who really helped me get through a hard time watching a different show last year. And I think we kind of ruffled some feathers a bit, but we don't want to ruffle feathers this time. Instead, we want to snatch wigs, and that's what we're going to be doing today on this episode. So first, let me introduce you to Confessions, the reality queen herself, queen of reality TV. Listen, if we're doing reality, we got to have Confessions on, right? Confessions. Introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are, where you're from, what you do, etc., etc.
Hey, boo, hey, Confessions of a Reality Queen, a.k.a. Confessions. I come giving all of everything reality TV, hot topics, pop culture, politics, food and fashion, all that great stuff. So I am a vibe, and that's all you need to know.
All right. And joining us, in addition to Confessions, joining myself is also Miss Mod Afro. Mama Mod, introduce yourself. Let people know who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Very undisputed African queen. Cheers, you guys. Cheers. Okay. Over here, in Buffalo, but I represent the African culture, the African beauty. You know what I mean? All things African. Okay.
All right. And so I think we got our bases covered. Okay. I think we got all the bases covered. And that way, can't nobody come to us and say, well, y'all don't even know. We got all the bases covered.
We ran them.
Okay.
We ran them.
Wow. Where do we want to start this thing? Because this is honestly what has been wrecking my mind the whole time is exactly where we want to start. And I guess we'll start with how we came into the series. Again, this is after a year of a hiatus. And I know for a fact in real time that Zari, the boss lady, got married in October of like 2023. Okay. So that's when this thing would have had to been filmed. And that's kind of where we pick up allegedly. That was the reason that they chose why everyone would be returning to South Africa to be together again.
Guess who gave me an invitation to our wedding?
Wait. So I'm invited to Zari's wedding? I was kind of surprised when I received an invite from Zari to her wedding because we are not in a good space right now at all.
Thoughts on this wedding?
I mean, Zari, first of all, let's start with the fact that the wedding itself was beautiful. We'll get into the tit for tat of what the wedding resembled later, but the wedding was beautiful.
Resembled?
The whole thing of, remember when was saying it resembled when she got her vows renewed and all of that. And so yeah, she looked beautiful. And I would just say this, I hardly remember season 2 or whatever because it's been so long, and I hate that. I usually will go back and watch a couple of episodes. I did not do that. I was like, look, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it is. I'm gonna just remember it's gonna be refreshed and come back to me. So it did. Everyone looked great. Shakib is foreign, young foreign ass. Happy and congratulations to them. And I'll leave it right there before we get into the nits and grits.
Maud, what did you think of the wedding? The reason that we all ended up back in South Africa?
So this is not her regular. This probably is a second wedding just for the TV. She got married in 2023. Her wedding was not in South Africa. Her wedding was in Uganda. Okay, this is where the bitch is from. Okay? And we don't wear white. Why are people wearing white? Why are you wearing white if you're not the bride? Why are you all coming over here wearing white in my wedding? Like my wedding day? Why?
Okay. Here's my question though: are the rules the same when it comes to an African wedding? You can't wear white either, because usually the bride would wear something colorful and beautiful. You still can't wear white. I need to know in case I go to a wedding now. Come on. Don't get me kicked out of the wedding. Don't get me kicked out of the wedding.
You cannot. We wear traditional. Uganda is very conservative. Yeah. They wear traditional gowns, beautiful traditional gowns. I wish they are showcasing this kind of stuff. They have very beautiful, outfits, extremely beautiful. Yes. Unique. Yeah. Why the hell do we want to be so colonized in every aspect of our lives? The way we talk, the way we react, the way we connect. The colonizers have done a whole good job. It's 2025, and we're still trying to be. I cannot. Please. Okay.
Well,
So the wedding. Zari is a beautiful girl. She is really beautiful. Okay. Now, has she done some work on her body? Yes, she has. Has she bleached her skin? Yes, she has. They are doing that. Okay. Why is everybody coming for Annie saying that the husband is almost the same age as her sons? The guy is young.
Son and the husband can't really tell which one. Who's senior? Who be the son? Who be the husband? Like, am I ready to be a father to 5 kids? 3 of them were in my age bracket, and the other 2 who are close to their father, who is a super duper star, Diamond. That's a lot of baggage for a very young boy like him.
I mean, yeah.
Is that something?
Problem.
Is that something? Because that was that was a big part of the
She can't have him young?
You can.
Okay, so what's the problem?
They are there because of the money. It's not because of anything else. If an African man is gonna settle down, knowing you're not gonna give me grandchildren, because the woman is almost menopausal. Okay, so you're not gonna give me grandchildren. Then can we have a vacation in Hawaii? Can we have a vacation in Europe? You know what? I can compromise. I'm just saying.
I have nothing to do with that, y'all. The views and opinions. Wow. Listen.
Maybe he don't want kids. Maybe something wrong with him and he can't have kids himself. Shit.
That man wants children.
With Ugandans being so so conservative, so traditional, so anti-progressive, right? Mm-hmm. Is that something that happens regularly? Do we see? I would say no off the top of my head, but do we see older women oftentimes marrying younger men? In that is that? Well, I'm asking you, Mad, who would be
No. It's not common. It's not. Uganda is very conservative. That
yeah.
If you are gay, you're going to prison. Your ass is going to prison.
No, because I remember that report where some people was taken to jail because their outfits looked too gay.
Like what?
Your ass is going to prison.
In the club chilling and went to jail because your outfit looked too nice.
Y'all.
You coordinated too well. You going to jail.
Well, speaking of coordination, we'll lay off Zari for a second because I think she took a blow just then. But
she looked beautiful nonetheless.
She's beautiful.
Nonetheless.
But
okay, Zari.
She knows what kind of men to choose. Her first marriage, the guy he has money, and then marries Diamond, money. All right, she's beautiful, so she knows what she's doing.
What
he's got a good job. He's in the boxing and he deals with minerals. He's a businessman. He got money.
What does that even mean? I deal in minerals. Because what does that mean? That could mean everything. That could mean everything. But speaking of minerals.
I don't know what he meant.
Do we think
diamonds are forever? Diamonds are minerals. Maybe he worked with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. But it could also be, you know how sometimes they put minerals in the makeup? It could also be that.
Yeah, there's minerals in water.
Because I was very much impressed by the color matching foundation that Shakib had.
Nzelutaya Shakib, Mbau, Uganda, and I am Zari's fiancé. I'm a businessman. I deal in minerals, I sell cars, and I'm also working on my boxing career.
These cameras that they're using, these 4K, 8K situations, they pick up everything.
Are we getting into it right now? Is that what
we'll just discuss Shakib for a second, but
the foundation.
That's when I noticed because I oftentimes hear people talk about, and it just speaks volumes to how far along we've come. That oftentimes darker skinned people have trouble finding makeup, but I'm just wondering if Shakib is dealing in minerals, if it's in the makeup that he had on the show for the wedding. And every other scene that he was in, because the foundation looked great. So there's that. What do we think about Shakib, though, as a new person being added to the show, of course, because he was getting married to Zari. how did we think he fit into the collective once it started rolling?
I think he fits in very well. He's very young, but he's mature. He has, and not that to say that this group is very much mature anyways. So it wouldn't be hard to fit in as far as the maturity level, honestly. You know, at first we see him just as Zari's husband or whatnot, but as the season progressed, we've seen him actually hanging out with the fellas alone and whatnot. And he meshes very well with them. Very well.
Yeah.
And it looks like him and Louie really found, you know, a friendship with each other, or Louie found, you know, a mentor supporter in him, if you will, at least.
Is Shakib the youngest on the show?
He is.
He is. So he's the actual young in the title, because before that we had nobody that was young on the show. Let's be honest.
He brings the young. You know, like, let's step it up. Let's actually bring a young. Here we go.
I did enjoy Shakib as a new addition to the collective, you know, series. I did think he fit in well. And I also think once he got used to being on camera, I guess, that he became, you know, he seemed the most natural. You could tell that he definitely was enjoying being on TV.
Yes, I really enjoyed him.
He was. In fact, he put out a post on his IG. Not that I follow them, but, you know, from time to time I would go digging shit.
Yeah.
Thanking the wife for being a Netflix star. Thank you to my wife for, you know, introducing me. See, this is a guy, even when he met Diamond, he's like, you know, I was a fan. You know,
that did stand out to me, that he said, I'm a fan. I was a fan. And he showed that picture from however many years ago. And then he sort of positioned himself into that picture.
So,
and I was like,
I don't know when that picture was taken, but I'm saying it's not just regular people who sits down with Diamond and take pictures like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know exactly, you know what I mean?
It seemed you know how when people say they manifested something, but really they just been at it for years. And so their hard work paid off. It seemed like he put in the work, because how else would he have ended up in that circle to end up with a person he's a fan of, end up with their ex? It was a bit small world. Let me put it that way. Small world.
I want him to realize he's a whole package. All right. He might be young. You don't go looking for other people to, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the word.
What do you mean, like
you know, to give him like he's so insecure. It bothers me. Don't keep going to have these conversations with your wife, but don't keep going to Diamond, who is a narcissist, who has all the money in the world. That
was so weird to me too. Confessions, what did you think about that aspect? Because Zari and Shakib, see, I'm trying to keep my names in order. Zari and Shakib, a part of their whole storyline was the idea of communication or lack of trust or whatever. And in my mind, the whole time I'm thinking, why'd y'all get married then if that's the case, right? Why'd you rush into that if you haven't figured that out? And so him going and, you know, speaking to Diamond or believing things that Diamond would say. Now, here's what too. And then let me know what you think, Confessions. Here's what. I don't think Diamond is a liar. I don't think he's that type. I think that he enjoys drama and attention. Like you say, he's a bit of a narcissist, but you know, anybody who becomes a big star like that does, you know, have an ego, right? But I don't think he's a good liar. What did you think about the whole storyline about the communication between Zari and Shakib and all that?
I don't want to say it's because of the age difference, because like I said, he's very mature and she's very immature, if you will. And so they level out there. But again, yes, why would you get married if you don't have the communication down? That is a big, huge thing.
Yeah.
Or could it be that the communication is there, but it gets lost in translation when it comes to Diamond?
Yeah.
Because whether anyone wants to admit it or not, they both still got whatever soft spot for each other. Diamond will show it more than Zari will, but she also admitted it, trying to admit something else, and she didn't even catch herself. But she admitted that she still had a soft spot for him. So with that, I feel like the communication between her and Shakib is really when it just comes to Diamond, because I feel that the way that they did have conversations at some point, and the way that they came to a solution or how they, dealt with it, you can tell that they do know how to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Diamond, it's the problem.
It seemed like they were on the same page until
that's her only problem he got with her.
Yeah, it seemed like they were on the same page until the baby daddy stuff came into play, and I see that too. Now that you're saying it, like they seem to be on a even keel. Like they're like pretty well matched in how they communicate. But yeah, Diamond is a mess. We'll get to Diamond in a second. But while we are still at the wedding, let's get into some of the drama that took place. So we saw a couple of other people return to the series. Some others we did not see. We had Annie.
I miss Andile.
I miss Andile as well. I think Andile had a leveling quality to add to this group. And yeah, that one kind of sucked because everybody is so performative on this show. And I think Andile was just kind of like, when his scenes came, you were like, okay, whew, give me a break from this crazy stuff. And so you did notice that he was not there. Let me put it that way. But so we had Annie, we had Nadia, we had Kayleigh, we had Naked, or are we calling him Quentin? I guess it depends on the context. And
by the end of the season, he was Quentin.
Right. And we had some drama that took place, but I'm gonna say this, and I want you all to give your input on the drama. So there was a whole thing with Annie and Nadia.
Where did that come from? Because as far as I'm concerned, Nadia and I don't have any issue. Girl, you were preaching up to me. You had a problem I had no idea about.
Like, are y'all okay?
Nadia be fighting me alone by herself.
Really?
Annie, are you fine? You're not fine, babes. You're not okay. Guys, are you fine?
Here's my issue with this. Before we we'll talk about Annie. But before we go there, here's my issue with the drama on this show. Everything that is spoken about, that takes place on the show, that they have arguments about, that they have debates about, none of it is on camera.
We are confused.
None of the drama takes place on camera. In order for you to care about the dynamics between these people who obviously are not friends regularly in real life, you have to be following them on social media. I'm sorry, I'm not following Fantana on social media, y'all. I'm just not. But you...
Can I just say this?
Mm-hmm.
Her big garment
really
annoys me. It really annoys me. And she keeps laughing, thinking that it's funny. It really annoys me. I'm just being honest. I'm really being honest. It really annoys me.
You take another sip.
Sometimes I want a conversation.
Don't you take another sip of wine. You hear me? What was my question?
Am I gonna be canceled?
What was my? Oh no. So, oh Jesus! My question, or my the thing I was wondering what you all thought about was the fact that, again, all the storylines and drama that are spoken about, none of it's captured on film, none of it's recorded for the show.
Yeah.
And it's a disconnect for me. I felt like I was like going to have to start digging and finding little research of stuff. And I'm like, I'm not going through all that just to get the concept of the show for it to work. Why are we discussing drama that didn't take place on the show?
No.
And see, that's why I thought, do I really just not remember last season? Like, do I not know this? Like, where is this? What happened?
Remember it?
Me too.
Do I not remember last? I'm really tripping. I'm like, so now I feel good because I'm really tripping that I thought that was from last season and I just forgot about.
No.
100%.
So we didn't see that at all.
No.
Okay, so I'm not tripping.
What's this beef? What the hell is happening?
I never heard of a beef.
What's going on?
Never heard of a beef. Didn't know anything about it.
And then Nadia is doing the most. The most. The most.
Well, okay.
She is the most.
Now,
with Nadia.
I have to tell you this, guys. In their confessionals, I would love for them to speak their native language. And then people can translate. I would love to see that. But because they're all from different countries, I expect them, including Diamond, who is really suffering with his English, that you speak, you just do that. Now, Fantana lived in this country. Okay, so she moved back to Ghana when she was an adult. So she has this American, accent, and it's a thing back home. It's a thing. This is why you see Diamond over there. It's a thing. So Fantana is very eloquent. She knows what she's saying. Her English is good. The second person, if you remove Andile, is Nadia. Mm-hmm. Nadia, her English is good. She's doing too much though with that.
Then you're gonna talk about me? That shit is real life, dog. No respect for you. I have no respect for your husband. You have nothing to say, my nigga. You have nothing to say, my nigga. Because you're a sociopath. My nigga.
That does sometimes feel. That feels and because let's be honest, when it comes to the talk about things around the diaspora, some Africans in other countries like to downplay the influence of Black American culture, right? And to me, sometimes, depending on who it's coming from, it feels very thought out. Like I want to find a reason to incorporate this into my verbiage so that I can say it. You know what I mean?
So
yeah, it didn't feel like it flowed naturally.
It never did. I
couldn't wait to say it.
Yeah.
She had that in the back zipper of her purse for a minute.
Exactly. I came to America. I was 25. Mm-hmm. All right. I remember my sister telling me, "You have to marry Black African American. You have to marry." Oh my gosh, the way they speak. Okay. So let's stop pretending.
Yeah.
Let's stop pretending.
Yeah.
We really admire them, and so we want to act like you guys. You know what I mean? You want to act like you guys. So you can clearly see she's really over there. My nigga. Which girl talks like that? Even in this country, I have all my friends are African American women.
Even
they don't talk like that.
Even Fantana doesn't speak. You would expect her to be the most, but she doesn't even really use it. I haven't heard her use it. So Nadia, her storyline is very brief, so I think we can mention it while we're on her. She in real life, when the last season ended, I was aware, and I think I mentioned it in one of the reviews that we did, of the fact that her the guy she was dating at the time, he got killed in Durban, I believe. And it was in, the news and stuff like this because he was a star as well. And I was wondering if they were ever going to kind of address it. And because the timing is so off with when the show came out and when that happened, I don't even think they put enough emphasis on what Nadia would have been going through. Because again, all of these things are happening when the cameras aren't rolling, right? Mm-hmm. So overall, Nadia's she's pretty, she's fun, she has moments, but I think that her, in the midst of all the things that they were rushing through and giving us this season, I think that her storyline kind of got downplayed a bit in the mix of everything, because we didn't really see her have a moment until Khanyi, who I didn't even think was going to be a part of the show at all, showed up, and you know, they had like that little hugging session or whatever.
I got a call from Nadia and she didn't sound good.
I'm so worried about her. Yeah. What's happening with you, baby? Huh? Okay. No.
The hunch I had was right. She is literally hanging by an eyelash and she isn't okay.
And
I didn't like that. Did this too little itty bitty time she came in? Like, what was that?
I think she's a producer of the show.
I think that with Khanyi, I think that she, from my expertise, from my lens, I feel like she was a part of the series, and then whatever happened, and she got trimmed out. That's what I really think. And I don't know why. It could have just been like, you know, scheduling conflicts or contractual whatever. But it seems like she was a part of it, and then she kind of got cut down to those little inserts or whatever.
I miss her. I actually missed her.
Which was surprising.
Why wasn't she more there?
Yeah. Which was surprising. Yeah. But yeah, so you know, Nadia was going through her thing, and I did like the fact, and this is where we'll switch gears on to Annie, because I think Annie is our focal point for the season, in my opinion. But I did like the fact that when there was a heated moment that Nadia mentioned, just because you're going through some crap doesn't mean that you treat everybody like, you know, around you, and referring to Annie and her behavior, her erratic behavior. She herself was going through a mourning period and stuff like that, right?
The most.
But again, I think that got downplayed because it just kind of got brushed over, but that's really what was there.
I don't care. I don't care what Nadia has to say.
Why?
You can't tell me nothing about how.
Have some grace. Where's that grace, sister? Where's that grace? We don't do grace in 2025. We ain't doing grace in 2025.
Wait.
I don't give it up.
You ain't giving grace?
What did Nadia do?
Because Nadia, how are you gonna tell me how to behave when you're over here, overblowing the whole thing? Like, go seek therapy. Annie, you know, Annie is not a therapist. Okay.
No.
I have to tell you this.
Look, Annie's not the victim here.
Annie is not a victim.
As much as she tried,
she is a victim.
She is not.
I don't think Annie's a victim, but what I do think of Annie is I think that Annie, if she was not carrying on, I sit back and I say, what would y'all have been talking about for the whole season? Because everything seemed to revolve around what Annie was doing.
You're looking for issues where there is nothing.
You're not an elder, babes. When I was born, you were probably 6.
Swanky is not here to babysit you anymore. Kayleigh is not here to cut you on your own. You are on your own.
So first it's Zari and Annie, and then this one starts with Swanky. It's like what the hell is going on?
And because I still believe in my heart, that voice note that I know, it's a lie. So if he can do that about the voice note, then I can't trust him, and I've been friends with him for years.
Oh, it revolved around a fucking voice note.
Do you know what? that annoyed me. That annoyed me.
A voice note that we did not ever hear on the show because it was not on camera. But let's get into Annie while we're at it. So this season she comes in, stirs up a bit of trouble at this wedding, and you know, if I believed that this wedding was real that we saw, then the producers would have been shady to sit her next to someone that she's having issues with, obviously. But I think it was a bit more thought out than that, because it just came off really out of nowhere and very unnatural. It made Annie seem really erratic all the time. Her husband
she invited
didn't appear
to the real wedding is my question.
Yeah. No, she wasn't. Her husband wasn't on this season, but you know, there was a whole thing. And we didn't really get a resolution or a follow-up for how things were with her children and her husband, who we had seen on the show before. So Annie just comes in, makes her presence felt, shakes things up, and then they start talking about her every episode. What?
You know why?
Why?
You know why they talk about her? She is old money. They are rich. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The husband was famous when he was in high school. The guy was making money. The guy was a diamond of back in the day.
Yeah.
And then he's from Nigeria. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He knows all these governors who are, who are very, connected to diamonds. All these. When this kid says, the kid who married Zari, when he says minerals, he doesn't mean. He means minerals, diamonds.
I'm in minerals. I'm gonna start telling people that. By the way, I'm in minerals.
It's gold.
I'm in the mineral business.
We are not talking about mineral water.
That's why I said minerals and water too. Like, what minerals we talking about?
You want mineral water? Go to the river and drink the water from the river.
But I don't think that Annie is a victim. I don't think that. But I do think she has a lot of unchecked trauma that she lets out on everyone else.
That's what I thought too. That's what I'm like. When Swanky and I had that issue, everybody thought Swanky was right and I was wrong. She was like, Annie's not my friend. Why am I trying to talk to Annie? Cooks for Swanky. Yeah. So imagine how my mom felt and how innocent mom felt when he said, I will f up. Even Two-Face will not survive you. Who the f are you?
Wow. It kind of has put me in a really awkward situation because, I hope she knows that I'm going to repeat everything she's telling me back to Swanky, so.
I just don't get that. Like, I think she has enough resources personally. Annie needs therapy.
She does. And everybody on this cast need therapy. Everybody. All of them, they need therapy. They all need therapy.
Confessions, what did you think about Annie this season? Because again, we just did not have other storylines going on without her input.
I'm mildly confused. I feel like something is going on really personal. And that's the reason why she didn't show her husband. That's what I'm gonna say. And because of that, she came and stirred the pot with everyone else on some other issues to stir away from her stuff. Because if you realize and remember, throughout the whole entire season, there would always be something that would happen and she would just go away.
Yeah.
And she would go away for a couple of episodes and she would come back. So I think that she really, really is dealing with something. And that's why she went through the season the way that she did and why she kept leaving the way that she did and coming back, because she has to go deal with whatever's going on at home. And then also, I believe, because Zari is the mean girl of all mean girls, but when she admitted, oh, maybe I do need to give Annie a chance because you don't know what she's going through. So she's obviously going through something.
I think that was probably
going about things. It shows that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think with that change, because it was abrupt, I think that was probably like production, like saying, let's lay off of Annie because of this. She's, because she wasn't available to film, or this is happening, or she's having a moment or whatever. I think that was probably somebody tapping Zari on the shoulder and say, all right, we're going to switch gears. Because why else would they care to let up?
And this goes back to, these people are not friends.
No, they're not. And you can tell. You can tell. That's why the show is so disjointed. And in concept, it's a nice idea. Let's get, people from different countries in the continent together and, make something happen. And honestly, if they wanted to really stick to the plan and keep the plot, they could have had different people on each season and made it like a thing. Like, oh, let's send these young, famous and African people on a trip somewhere, and we just record their interactions. They could have done something like that. For the cost of production in South Africa, I know that the production cost would have went down way more if they chose a season and went to Tanzania or went to Nigeria.
Okay, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
But we don't see stuff like that on here.
We don't.
Or even do East African, do West Africa, do South.
Yeah.
Do Central.
And just like mix it up. But we just don't get that here. Instead, we get people like Louie or Louish or whatever, however you want to pronounce his name, coming back on, and for some reason, he's clamoring for a storyline.
My whole life, I've been the bigger person. This year, I'm not tolerating bullshit from anyone. Not this time. This time, I will put people in their places. Nobody's going to disrespect me.
Last time we heard from him in the previous season, he was talking to the boys about his clock ticking because his eggs were gonna. And here we go now, and his whole storyline is revolving around much of the same. Here's my God. Louie,
don't say anything about
his whole storyline is so cringe.
Louie is going to probably block me for this. And
oh gosh. Oh God. I'm not with you with this. Louie is my guy.
Well, you can cape for Louie if you want to, but we're gonna keep it real too. I think his storylines were all over the place. I think much of it is disingenuous. And I really believe, because let's be honest, Louie wants to be what Swanky is in real life, fashion wise. And I think that they have a lot more in common than the rest of the gang. And Louie comes off as a tryhard. He his ideas of wanting to get with everybody, he's instantly attracted to every woman that comes into the group. And then this idea of wanting to have a kid to make things better. Listen, if your family don't mess with you, chances are when you have a kid, they ain't gonna mess with you and your kid, right? It doesn't heal anything. So that's stupid. And I just found myself not being interested.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for African men, the most important thing that you can do
is have a kid.
Your parents, yeah.
But it's not gonna fix anything.
Bloodline continues.
It's not gonna fix anything. It's just not.
It doesn't have to fix anything, but the bloodline continues.
So who were the random? Because there was a scene where he met up. I think he said his cousins or his sister. I'm not sure.
I think it was his sisters because they referred to mom and dad when they were talking about
So that was. I didn't get that either. It was so brief.
No, they're not real. We all just because they said mom and dad doesn't mean that they're real sisters.
Oh, it's like saying auntie.
It's out of respect.
I got you. It's like saying auntie. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I just found myself being very annoyed with him, and the only thing I didn't think that he deserved was the outburst from one of the other new girls, Annie.
My name is Iniedo. I'm a Nigerian filmmaker. I'm an actress. I like to think of myself as a serial entrepreneur. If it's beneath me, I might overlook it because I don't play with dogs. You need to deserve my reaction. And you cannot intimidate me. Hell no.
That new girl,
she
has done so many Niger movies. Oh, she is so good. This even when she's talking to people, don't talk to me like that. This is how she is on her movies. She's good.
She's very performative, and I feel like they were trying to add something to the pot for the Nigerian group, and she came in and she was very much performative. She was very much doing a lot, and
indeed.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
If Louis want to have a surrogate to carry his child, why is he not allowed to interview women? We know some women, this is their career. They are paid money to be surrogates. You cater for their meals, exercises during the pregnancy. So this is an investment. Why is he not allowed to interview women who are willing to carry his children without making it a Me Too movement, okay? Without acting like, oh, women are being displayed. Women.
Honey, I will never in my life sit down in a place where a woman is vetted to say she's woman enough to carry your child.
Nobody is vetting to be woman enough
But
to
that's
carry
what
the
you're
child.
doing, Louie.
You respect people's
You called me
time.
to come out here and I'm sitting here.
And you don't want to be here, so it's fine. You can leave.
Bro,
Like, what the
anyway, we are sorry.
I'm not sorry. She doesn't want to be here, she can leave. Because there are people waiting. She can leave.
Anyway, we are sorry.
I did not summon you to be here. You chose to come over here to carry my child. I am entitled to ask questions.
I can't say that.
Your ass.
I can't say that.
Am I allowed confessions? Can I just?
I'm not
I
allowed
don't
to say that.
necessarily feel that it was the fact that he's not allowed to do that. She just didn't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
But when she did her surrogacy, she never went and picked anybody from the streets of Nigeria, Lagos, to carry her child. I'm sure she did her research. I'm sure she went through and to say that this is the one I want to carry my child, because the way she takes care of her body, the way she is mindful, she's A, B, C, and D priorities.
Yeah. It was the principle, man.
This women power thingy, and now we are putting down men, or they cannot have the same.
So with any, then
you know what? My glass is empty. You continue.
You don't need any more. You don't need any more.
Do not refill. Do not stay your tail right. Get your tail right back here.
Here's the thing. With any, and I want to know what you think too. I feel like that I do feel like she was a good pick as opposed to some of the other women that they had, inserted into the series, here and there. So she came and she delivered on something, but I think it was a misfire in a way that I think that her outburst toward Louie, which was her main storyline, was uncalled for. Because if I'm meeting you, because again, keep in mind, these people are not friends in real life. Hello? Right. These people are not friends when the cameras go off. They don't keep up. How am I supposed to know why you did your surrogacy? Did I say that right? Okay, it didn't feel right. How am I supposed to know what your journey entailed when you were looking for a surrogate? And why should I be, in your business to that degree when really we are here to film a scene, baby? With Louie, I think that if he really wanted to have a kid, he would have had a kid. I personally, and I might have to bleep this when I say it, I think Louie scared of the pussy. It's not. It's not that hard to have a baby. That's easy. That's really easy. And with a guy like Louie, he's tall, he's dark, handsome. He's got all those things, right?
Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why?
The boxes.
It's because I think it's because the way he was brought up. Okay, okay. Those whether it's spiritual, I don't know what you call it, but the way he was brought up, spiritually, that this is wrong, this is right, because he keeps saying, "I want to do it right. I want to do it right."
There's no right. If it was right, if it was right,
what's considered right anyway?
Well, if it was right,
who are open-minded. For the Americans who are open-minded, there's no right.
Would they be open-minded to the fact that he wants to do a surrogacy instead of having a kid the natural way? Because that seems to me like a new concept. Outside
it is a new concept.
So
he's saying this is plan B. If this doesn't work, if I don't find a woman to marry and have children with, I want my lineage to continue. I feel like
maybe it's us giving Louie more credit than what he gives himself, because I feel like it's easy to get married when you check most people's boxes. You're not unsuccessful. You're an attractive looking young man. You speak well. You got things going on. I don't know if many women would care to go and get their weave done with you, but in my mind, I feel like it's easy if he really wanted to do those things. And I don't think he wanted to do those things. I think Louis was clamoring for a storyline to fill out his purpose on the show. And he seemed to really get upset when people started calling him out. Specifically, I was actually excited with the back and forth with him and Fantana. But also, before I speak on that, it's very telling to me that every time he has a clash with someone, it's one of the girls.
But no. Before you go there, let me make my point.
What's happening?
So don't come out here calling other people
You
together.
go back and unaddress me and speak to me when you're spoken to. So goodbye and good night. Bye. Because you don't want to do it here, Louie.
Have no respect for women. Have no respect for women.
You see now.
I will say whatever the fuck I want to say, and don't stop me.
I'm also gonna stop you.
You can say whatever.
Fuck you too. Fuck you. You too. Every now. You too.
Yep. Always one of the girls.
It's always,
so what do you mean? I mean, what other beef does he have with the guys, though?
he doesn't.
What other beef do you
He don't.
He doesn't.
That's the thing. He don't.
Because there's nothing.
He doesn't.
Because the girls have been coming for him. What else do you guys want from him?
You know what the people say on the
he's
TikTok?
gay?
No, they don't use they would say the word sassy. That's like what the kids are saying now. Sassy. His what
that whole thing between him and Nadia, and that whole thing between him and Annie, it was very sassy. Because for a man to erupt the way that he did and want to end it with fuck you, bitch, that's alarming. If that's your go-to, fuck you, bitch, that's alarming.
But Swanky was saying the same thing to him.
But he was saying it to Annie.
He was saying
I'm
it to
talking about when
Annie
he was saying it to Annie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they was all screaming the fuck yous at the end.
Yeah.
But between him and Annie, it was fuck you. And between him and Nadia, it was that same energy. That same exact energy.
And I don't think that we would ever get a layered story from someone like him because of how things are perceived in many African countries. I don't think the producers would even dare to go there. It's the main reason why Swanky Jerry is a friend of the show. He's everybody's friend.
Yes.
Right? Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. We know he's from Nigeria. And for some reason, Nigerians just don't want to admit some things. They're okay with you dressing them up for their wedding, getting them ready for a red carpet, but we don't really want to know about your personal life.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that interesting?
I think it would be more interesting than what he brings to the show, because I don't feel like Swanky brought anything this season other than his looks, other than his fashions. He brought nothing to this show.
Let's go. Let me drop my bag. I mean, no Swanky, no styling. Switch up the outfit. Let's play the game.
Swanky is not only my friend, but he is my family. He's like my big brother.
I'm definitely working on myself. In the past year, I've been in therapy. I'm actually healing from a narcissistic friendship. I'm really praying and hoping that I get no triggers.
How beautiful, how depth this show would be if we see all these people interacting with their family members. Go back home.
Would be nice.
We just can't get it.
Go to church. Go to mosque.
I just don't think that Swanky, I don't think that he filled out, because at first Swanky was fun and it was like, oh, let's see what he's going to be wearing. Let's see what he's got to say. This season, it was just more of the same. He was just there. And even though he was...
why?
Mm-hmm.
Swanky has chosen peace. He has decided.
That's because he's got other stuff going on in real life.
Oh my God.
He's got other stuff going on in real life.
Yeah.
And I think that there's two types of people. There are Swankies who who's used the show to help boost himself in his personal career. Because now you see him working with even a lot of American stars and stuff too. So he's getting the rounds in. He's doing what he's doing, but he's not a fit for a reality show where we don't get to see his personal life at all. It's pointless, really, because at this point you may as well just be doing like a fashion series or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that would be more befitting than to be on a reality show where we expect some personable stuff. But of course, this show also strays away from that.
I agree.
You know? But I thought he brought nothing to the show. And that is hard to do when you have someone on the show like Kayleigh. Kayleigh has always been the oddball out, and she has to be there anchored with Quentin. And I think she doesn't also mesh with the other ladies well. I think that they don't ever have any meaningful conversations. They all just show up and be pretty for, film day. And that's it. The most interesting thing was with them was Kayleigh and Quentin's, thing, whatever they got going on.
Hello. Quentin.
Yep.
I'm saying hello.
I hear you.
Oh, wow.
I feel like with their storyline, Kayleigh and Quentin, I think that theirs is some of the more mixed in with the fabrication of the glamorousness of the show and then their actual like real life stuff. I don't think on the show that they're upset and arguing in real time. I rather feel it comes off to me like they are more so doing dramatizations of things that they have discussed. Does that make sense? Where they're like, they tell the producers, oh, well, we, had issues because I wanted, to move on. And then they reenact it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like to me. They always seem like they're on the same page overall. They just kind of they catch us up on what they've been doing.
Yeah. But then when the girl who bleached her skin, the one who came back,
Khanyi.
When Khanyi came and said he's from a very prominent family. When somebody says prominent in Africa, it's really prominent. Like, you're respected. You're really respected. And so they don't want you acting foolish on TV.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want, this is my son. Why is your girl checking you on national television? It's a thing.
Okay.
Because he has to be the man.
Well, Khanyi also, when she showed up on one of her special appearances, she also said something that was interesting too, that again was a layered dynamic that the show just cannot deliver on. And that was her speaking to Quentin and speaking on the fact that there are going to be cultural differences because, Kayleigh's the only white girl on the show. And we never get enough out of this show to even peel back what that interracial relationship could be like, especially with them being in South Africa, and we know how things go.
He comes from a very strong family unit, and he wants to live up to that image.
You got a healthy, able-bodied, beautiful woman with no children, no history of marriage, who's willing to cross the cultural floor to come into your space.
Have we left anybody from the cast out yet? Did we mention everyone already?
We haven't mentioned much on Kifiwe.
Okay.
We haven't mentioned much on her.
I like her.
Kifiwe. Okay.
I love her.
And I'm saving Diamond for last on purpose.
Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We absolutely are.
I think, I never heard of her, never seen her, never knew anything about her until her name was mentioned. Then I started looking up stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And she's an influencer of sorts, and she, has some investments and things like this. Great. I think that someone put a battery in Kifiwe's back and said, hey, if you're going to come into this group and be on this show, you got to bring something. And that was her mission. She was looking for a reason to bring something. And I'm not mad at that. We needed something on this show.
You
Give
brought
me a
the
drink.
whole fake marriage thing again.
Are you fighting with me?
No,
Are you fighting with me?
Bring that drink.
I'll give you a
It hurts, doesn't it?
Do you want to see?
Why is she
By
throwing
all
drinks?
means. By all means.
But why is she throwing drinks on people?
Because that's what they wanted for the show. They gassed.
That was her grand finale.
Someone
she was
gassed her
calm and
up.
poised and cool the whole time, and then bam,
Yeah.
ghetto.
I think that was her most real interaction in the group because she was really getting pissed off about whatever. But do we think, because we felt like Shakib fit well, I think Annie fit well, and she, even though I think that her whole storyline with Louie was doing too much, but I think she fit well with the group. Do we think that Kefilwe fit in with this collective group as well, or do we think she brought anything unique enough to stand out?
I wish we had more of Kefilwe's because she's not only glamorous, she's traditional.
Yeah.
She was married customarily as a traditional second. She was maybe second wife. I don't know.
Yeah.
She was not the first wife.
So she was doing
I'm
like a traditional
saying-
marriage. They glazed over that too, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
If we're gonna move on to season 5, 6, 7 of Young and African, Young, Famous and African, we're gonna have to introduce African culture. African culture, especially when you go to South Africa, because this is where you're trying to base your
I don't
Young,
think they want
Famous
to
and
do it.
African. They have 2, 3, 5, 6 wives. Let's showcase that.
I don't think they want to give any layered culture on this show because they would have done it already.
Isn't that a missed opportunity?
Yeah.
though? Because the Americans want to watch. They love our African culture.
I think
Yeah, but they probably
Unfortunately,
took one look at Sister Wives and was like, nope, we ain't going that route.
I think that you can tell though that the show itself is produced in a way that it's meant to appeal to people outside anyway, right? And it's meant to be a highbrow showcase of, African celebrities and stuff like this. I don't think they even want to give us much culture at all. They just do not want to give us culture. They want to give us glam. They want to give us stuff. And I think the people that produce this kind of show well, and Confessions, I know you can agree with me on this. The people that produce this kind of show well are the people over at Bravo. They show you highbrow, they show you glamorous, but they also show you stripped down real stuff. And I think that's what this show is missing. The glamorous shots and the B-roll and stuff would be more effective when we see them done up for an event. It would be more effective if we also saw them at home with no makeup on.
correct.
Can I just say this real quick? I feel that it's because the way that Africa is perceived and everything, and I feel like when they do the show, they want to put it on for us. Like, let's show them Africa is beautiful. Let's show them Africa is glamorous. Let's show them Africa got money. Let's show them we can be better than them. We gonna show them how it's really done. And I feel that this is what happens when production gets involved and wants to do that. Because at the end of the day, they know Americans are dumb and rich and want to spend their money. This is also an ad for us to come there and be glamorous like that. Spend our money doing that the same exact way.
Yeah.
But they miss out that huge percentage of Americans really admire, especially when it comes to African Americans, they admire our African culture. If there was a scene I really enjoyed was the safari.
Bless the rains down in Africa.
I think Louie did get it right because we did have a good time. Yes, there'll always be drama when it comes to us. There'll always be issues, but I can appreciate that.
I agree.
The big ass.
Yes.
I agree.
The big ass elephant. I enjoyed it.
I agree. I enjoyed that. I think that was because that took them all out of their usual element, right? And you got to see them in a space where they weren't in control or they weren't being too performative. They were just enjoying themselves. And that really seemed like a genuine scene. I do agree
Yeah,
with
it
that. I
was
did
the
feel
most
that.
genuine.
Yeah.
It really, really
Most
was.
high schools, see the way high schools over here, they go to zoo and stuff like that. We go to safaris.
That's what's up.
Shut.
I'm telling you.
You cannot say
we went to
that.
safaris back in my day.
Oh God. So
We are exposed.
So
Okay. We go to
mine is that glass number 2 or 3.
Baby.
I lost count because that motherfucker is filled.
We'll briefly mention Fantana because we're gonna segue into Diamond.
Did you just say briefly you're gonna mention?
Because
he said he's gonna mention Fantana.
I think that what this show does is a bit shady because they often like to say little things. There seems to be little microaggressions, little jokes that are against Fantana in a way to make her seem dumber than what she really is. And what I mean by that is stuff like this. I'll give you some examples. That Nadia referring to her as City Girl.
City Girl.
Right? There's that. Then there's moments where they want to, if Fantana goes off, they make sure they put it on the show, right? They want to show that. And then there's little stuff like, well, what does she do? Does she have any songs? Does she do anything? Like,
I want you to name 3 of her songs. 3 of her songs.
You're literally asking Naked DJ, the DJ that brought me to South Africa, to name 3 of my songs. I'm pretty sure he has my whole EP in his phone.
Does Fantana have 3 songs?
She does as much as the rest of y'all do, which is not much, right? So you know that I do pick up on those little moments, but
I'm not defending.
But I'm not the biggest Fantana fan. Okay. I do think that because of her dynamic, she does bring some energy to the show, but also I don't believe and didn't believe any of the I Think I'm Pregnant storyline. I didn't believe any of it. What about y'all? Confessions? Did you believe that storyline? Did you think that was even a real thing? Because I did not.
No, because it kept being all over the place. The way people were feeling about the relationship, and then the way people were acting about the baby situation. It was just too much because they made such a big deal out of it. It didn't even make it believable. And the person that made it non-believable the most was Diamond's ass. But we'll get back to him because it ain't your turn yet, nigga.
Yeah, it's just like the pregnancy storyline was just weird. I even find it hard to believe in a way. I find it hard to believe that if Fantana and Diamond hooked up, I found it hard to believe that it was multiple hookups, even if it was even at all. I think they just really put on for the show more than anything. But Fantana, I feel like she brought what she is expected to bring to the show, and she at least
I have one question though, because I don't remember last season. So when Zari was mad at Diamond saying about the whole Fantana thing, what happened last season, or was that something else we didn't see for why she blew up and said that they was canceled?
No. So that also, the drama between Fantana and Zari was also something that we only would be privy to if we kept up with them on social media. So that was not filmed
I was all
as well.
confused. Again, all confused.
You guys,
did I watch second season or not?
You gotta have to. It's in depth. The Africans, especially celebrities, not just celebrities, everybody in Africa really want to be American. Please understand that. So that Diamond want to be Nick Cannon. Please understand that.
Anybody but Nick Cannon.
Understand that. He thinks anybody carrying his stupid ass genes and sperm, you are already somebody.
Oh goodness. Diamond is not a phenomenon. He's not unique.
But he has the money.
He's just
He has the
himself.
money, though.
And if we're being
If
honest,
anybody
out
of these cast members, out of all these people, he's the richest.
he's the biggest star. He's definitely the biggest star. Diamond Platnumz last year had the biggest year of his career to date.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, this show was filmed in 2023. So we didn't even really get the impact of what Diamond has really been up to.
Well, I'm back in Joburg. However, things are a bit different emotionally for me.
Came with that one from Tanzania.
From where?
Tanzania.
I did not come with that flowers from Tanzania, but you have to spice it up. So I had to lie to her so that she can feel special. Like, she feels like, yeah, this guy loves me. That's how it's supposed to be done, my dear brothers.
I'm trying to figure out in my mind if he is from Tanzania, he's traveling, he's touring, he's doing all these things in different countries. He's getting boosted in his career by people like Chris Brown, right? And he's got, a hit that's climbing the charts, basically was riding the whole wave for the summer and the fall. He's really doing well for himself. And when does he have time to be having multiple hookups with his castmates? Because the truth is, he don't need the show. Everybody else does.
Mm-hmm. But
everybody else does.
I mean, he could have had time. I mean, shoot, Diddy's a very busy man. He had a lot of time to do a lot of shit.
But Diddy was not. Diddy was. Why are we even talking about him? But he was not an artist that was trying to get on. So he was more so already doing his thing and had time. Whereas someone like Diamond is
we just
really,
ain't going back to all of that back in the day, but he was definitely doing that back in the day too. Let's not do.
He didn't have as much free time.
Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who is in Africa, they know Diamond has a full-grown girlfriend in Tanzania. He is not your artist, Diamond. That woman is making money. She has made hits. Zuchu, beautiful, traditional Tanzanian woman. In fact, she was interviewed because they had a show last year in Kenya. They never showed up because there was some technicalities over there. But he said, she said, I don't have to have children. I am raising the two children, the Zari and Diamond have.
Yeah.
They have a grown-ass relationship. I don't believe that the girl with the big teeth is so, out of this that she cannot understand that Diamond has a girl in Tanzania. I think that this girl wants to advance her career. Okay, she has done all the stuff on her ass. That's why her ass is like that. That's not her natural ass. Absolutely not, Fantana. That's not African ass. She is desperate to make a career of her. She made a hit song though. She made a hit song. One song. But that was back in the day before I became premenopausal. Okay, now I am over here trying to catch
I want y'all to know.
Oh, she is very pretty.
Zuchu is pretty. She's very pretty. And she's making hit songs. I don't understand why
she doesn't want to be on this show though.
She's pretty.
She don't want to be on this show. And I'll be honest with you.
Zuchu is her name. Zuchu. Hey, Zuchu.
Yeah, Zuchu. Na 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 na.
I want y'all to know this. Before we started recording, the person that said they were going to be on their best behavior is actually on their worst. my told us to be on our best behavior.
Hold on. So in November 2024, since we're in real time, it says Tanzanian music star Zuchu has confirmed that she and fellow artist Diamond Platnumz have ended their relationship after 3 years together in a heartfelt message posted on Instagram. And this was posted November 13, 2024.
Of course, because she saw Netflix. She saw it.
Oh, God. But again, all of the stuff that really goes down isn't on camera. When it comes to Diamond, I actually enjoy Diamond on the show because I think he's the most honest person on the show. And I think that he tries to have performative moments, but it's nearly not over the top. I think Diamond, he's one of those things where you just like take it or leave it because you know he's a misogynist. You know he's hooking up when he can. He's living the pop star, rap star, rock star life, whatever you want to call it. And he's in the biggest stride of his musical career that he's ever been in. And I think that the women that choose to get involved with him are going to either get involved with him because he is famous, because he is who he is, and because they agree, like they're like, okay, yeah, I know he ain't shit, but I'm gonna get with him, right? And I think that is a real thing. I don't think he puts on that much, and unfortunately, we just don't get anything from this series that shows us his climb to success. We don't get anything from this series that shows anybody's careers.
Showing him still sick puppy over Zari.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't do too much. He has the money.
He's an entertaining individual, and when I listen to his music or I see his performances, he's having a good time, and he's never going to sit on a show like this and not say he's not having a good time. And you have to respect that a little bit. Character. Because everybody else on the show is doing too much, grasping at straws, looking for a storyline. And Diamond just is there like, oh, y'all want me to pretend that I'm, with Fantana? I'll do that. I don't care. You don't care.
I agree.
I enjoyed Diamond the most because he just kept stuff going and he felt the most authentic out of everyone this season.
He was very entertaining. I had a lot to say about him, but you can't call him a liar.
Can't. What's some other things that you have to say about him?
If we are gonna be calling Louie out, he's parading women. Mm-hmm. Can we also call Diamond out? Because he say, come over here. the guy with the big teeth. Come over here. And she comes over there.
We can't. Here's the thing. We can't call.
She comes over here. She's like, can we kiss? Can we kiss? Show them we can kiss. She goes over there.
Can we talk about that whole entire scene? Because for real,
this thing of women should be taken in this kind of don't take advantage of the women. We have Fantana over here. He asked me to kiss him.
Oh my gosh! Why are you doing that?
She gonna get us in trouble. I think that Diamond is so brutally honest that you can't even be mad if you are someone that decides to get with him. You know what you're getting into.
But she knows.
Yeah.
Everybody in Africa.
She's still delusional.
I'm in Buffalo.
I'm
in Buffalo. I know Diamond has a girlfriend called Zuchu. Before this happened.
Yeah.
If this happened like 2 months ago, they were together.
Yeah.
Maybe she has watched. Maybe she's already watched Young Famous and African. She sees that him saying that he's an artist. That's not your artist. That girl is talented. That girl has hits in East Africa.
Well, we don't.
She can sing.
Unfortunately,
she can twist her body.
Unfortunately, they didn't bring her onto the show.
I don't know why they don't bring her.
Confessions.
I don't know why they don't do that.
You said you had a list of things about Diamond this season because he was giving us a lot to talk about. What are some things? Give it to us.
I mean, I had to listen from the whole entire the dinner that he had put a show on for. But Diamond definitely put on this entire season.
So you don't have a girlfriend?
I do not have a girlfriend. Of course, I cannot tell her all the girls that I'm seeing. I'll be stupid to do that. You know, sometimes ladies, you need to give them sweet words. You can't tell them the truth. If you tell them the truth, you'll never make them like you more.
And if it wasn't for the storyline between, you know, him and Zari, I felt like it would have left a lot of more room to see a lot more from him. And like I said, Diamond was the most enjoyable one throughout this entire season. Every single episode, I had something outlandish to say about Diamond. Never one was it a liar. Okay, he is a lot of things, but one thing, he is not a liar. But I feel that he definitely
He's
was
lying.
the MVP.
He's lying to Fantana.
No,
I mean, no.
she
Fantana lied to herself. That's delusional. We cannot even count Fantana. Okay, that is a whole nother thing. We cannot even count her. We gonna let her sit there with her angel wings, baby hairs, and sit in the corner. Okay, that's what she needs to do, because them angel wings, baby hairs got on my goddamn nerve. Anyways, as far as Diamond, again, Diamond knew what he was doing this entire season, and like you say, Ubiquitous, that they definitely was never together. I don't think they really smashed. I don't think none of the
They did smash.
And she didn't even pee on that stick, because why was he holding that stick like that if she peed on it? He didn't even pee on the stick. They didn't show the one line. Why didn't you show us the one line?
No, they didn't show us the line.
They ain't show us enough.
African. This is new to him. You know, African women, when we get pregnant, we don't do that stupid shit of testing. We tell our men, the stomach. When I got pregnant with my third child, I know I was pregnant until my third month. I never did this stupid shit of testing shit.
Well, you know they gotta do it for them. You know they gotta colonize it. They gotta colonize it, Maud. They gotta colonize it.
They had to give us some sort of storyline that felt like a continuum from the previous season. And this was not, I just didn't believe it. I think that him and Fantana are willing to do whatever for the show, but they don't believe, you know, what they do anyway either.
Oh, no,
they're on the same page.
He was so sad that she wasn't pregnant.
Yeah, and
Boy,
then
boo.
She put a post on her page. She says, "I know what I'm worth."
Oh my God, we're gonna leave Fantana alone, and I want to say this: how we sort of ended abruptly on the series, so things were getting heated. We had the fight with Kayleigh and Zari, and then we had the argument between Louie and Annie, and then Swanky, which also
the argument between Annie and Swanky for the reason why Annie and Swanky for the reason why Annie is mad at Nadia. Did we get that, or was that another off?
Oh no, that was off camera too.
I'm gonna need them to put shit on camera next season.
Here's the thing: it's hard to do. Do
a reenactment.
It's hard to do because everyone lives in different places. None of these people deal with each other outside of the show, and you're just not going to get those dynamics.
They need a resort season. They need to all take a vacation together on a resort and film.
That's what I was saying. I feel like the show would be better if they took a collective group of people and
who are friends,
who have some kind of connection,
got history,
and send them on a trip somewhere, or send them. You know what I mean? Then we get something, because we get funny moments because everyone's out of their element. Right?
Yes.
And you get some realness.
And we can get them from every country. We can have how many continents? Having 50-something people in a show, that's not much. And we don't have to, we can get, major countries in Kenya. I'm still waiting for them to bring somebody from Kenya. You know, like we are missing out. On
They're missing a lot of moments. But I'm gonna say this too: if they did return for an additional season,
no.
I think that we'd lose Diamond. I think we would, because he's very busy now as opposed to when they were filming for this. And I think that we'd
Annie
might not come back as well, because there's nothing in the show that, you know, brings.
I want to know, is there any truth to her husband having babies on her? Like, what's that about?
We didn't get to see it. Honestly.
And his name got the name to be innocent?
Honestly, we probably would have just enjoyed separate shows for each of these people. You know what I mean? Or if they had made it, hear me out now, if they had made this series young, famous, and South African, and just had people who were from the same circles, same communities, we'd have more dynamics because everybody knows each other, right? It's hard to insert people from, it's a bit lofty, and I think they lost the plot from what the show was originally supposed to be. I want to just like speak on the way it ended and then sort of give a rating for this series.
And how did y'all feel about the whole Tammy Roman's unfaithful cognac takedown that Kifiwi did with Diamond when they had that day and Fantana rolled in?
So, what's this?
I couldn't just wait for him to tell me exactly what he told me to Fantana.
I don't like what Kifiwi is trying to do here. That's a very childish and stupid thing I've ever saw in my life.
He couldn't deny nothing at that point. And even then, girl, you just caught this man red-handed cheating on you, and you're like, oh, it's okay, I'm fine, it's okay. I see me in him, what I used to do to other men. She is so gullible, delusional, or fake. One of the two. Like, it really, really bugged me. Like, I just want to take a candy ball machine and just shake it in front of her face, like, repeatedly.
Did you all have any, we'll start with you, Mod. Did you have any favorite moment or least favorite moment from this season?
No favorite. Nobody has a favorite. What did I talk about favorite?
Did you have any least favorite moment from the season?
Yes.
What was it?
Nadia saying, my ninja. Oh, sit down somewhere.
And based on our rating scale, what would you rate season 3 of Young, Famous, and African?
2.
Confessions. What would you rate the show, and why? Did you have any favorite moments, least favorite moments?
I'm gonna have to rate the show Jennifer Lewis.
Okay.
If you will. Okay. And I'm gonna give the fashion to Queen Latifah, and it could have been Angela Bassett had they put more of the culture in there. Okay? If they put more of the culture in there. They look good, they baddies, but now I will say this. The men came dressed better than the women did, because the men dressed better for the culture than the women did. The women was trying to look good, but the men, they came to impress. My favorite moment was when Nadia cussed Annie out, because it was very much needed. Because Nadia is my favorite this season, because she's the only one who stayed 10 toes down and did not suppress when it comes to Annie's bullshit and her victimizing.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am. I said what I said. And then my least favorite part was Fantana dumbass delusional ass acting like Diamond ain't do nothing. And Diamond, keep your glasses on. The trick don't work.
What about you?
Okay, so I think my favorite moment, it's a bit tricky, because I wanted to get myself to a point where I accepted the fact that they want to present the show in a certain way. And I was like, okay, let me not expect what I'm not going to get from this show. And that's what I kind of was like keeping in my head. I was really trying to lose myself in the idea of the pomp and circumstance over everything else, right?
Of it all.
Yeah. And in that regard, my favorite thing about the show is what we can rely on it to deliver on. Beautiful B-roll, beautiful footage, amazing looks, beautiful people. Like everything looks visually appealing, okay? Other than the fact that these HD cameras, these high definition situations pick up every single hairline on the lace front.
including Annie's back hair. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? What the fuck
Oh
is that
my
brown?
God.
What the fuck is that brown shit on her
Oh
back
my
hair?
God. Oh my God. My least that's my favorite thing is that they are consistently delivering on what they promised, the glitz and glam of it all. My least favorite thing would have, or my least favorite moment would have to be the whole surrogacy storyline and then the argument that fell out with it. I didn't care for it because if you're gonna give us that and things get heated, why did y'all not show us the rest of that argument? Because I don't know if you noticed when they started standing up and getting each other's face and stuff, there was more that happened. We didn't see them get broken up and then sit back down. You understand?
No, we didn't.
And I was a bit disappointed. I was like, well, if y'all gonna be, appealing
I feel it went down.
to trying to be like, more Real Housewives and, appeal to a Western audience and give us, drinks being thrown and all this stuff, then give it to us. Whatever happened or whatever went down, they muddled it out and it didn't carry over into the next episode, even though every other episode bled over into one into the other. And so I was a bit disappointed in the delivery of it because I was like, if you're going to commit to raunchy, commit to it and let us see it, because we're not getting culture. We're not getting, real diversity amongst the group, even though everybody's from different places. We're not getting personal stories or personal connections. We're not getting any of these things. So just give us the trash. And I would have been so happy if they just chose that and let it be. So I would have to give it this season a Jennifer Lewis as well. It kept me entertained enough, but it's just right in the middle. It didn't change anything from past seasons. If anything, it may have gotten a bit worse. Maybe the new smell is worn off a bit of the show. And
I hated the way it ended.
The other least part was I didn't like that Diamond called Fantana his girlfriend 20 times also. I told you, I was mad at that whole scene. I was mad from the moment he went in. I'm sorry, I just need to vent real quick. From the moment he got in, he had her stand up kissing her. The slouch, that sloppy kiss was nasty. That sloppy kiss was nasty and unwarranted, and we didn't need that part of our life. We didn't need that. He called her his girlfriend 20 times. Okay, we get it. You finally want to claim this bitch. Finally. Then he had her stand up to kiss her again. Then he made an announcement that he's having her stand up to kiss her again. That pissed me off. And then the way she applauded him, oh, he's so great. He hook, line, and sinker just like that. Yeah, and yeah, okay, I'm happy.
Bullshit.
I'm happy. I'm fine.
Bullshit.
I'm happy. I just had to get that off my chest because the Diamond, thank you for being the most entertaining one. I do deserve, you deserve a thank you. You kept it real. You kept it gangster. But I'm going to need you to release these text messages. How come we never taught text messages?
They didn't exist.
How come we never saw text messages? We didn't get a voice note or a text message.
And then I feel like there needs to be, if we continue, with these delays and stuff that happened and everyone being split up and there being no real resolutions and things like this, I feel like they just worked with what they had to kind of get. I think that's why it just ended like it did. They just worked with what they had and, gave us what they could. I don't know that we get another season. Netflix is not one to. I don't think Netflix is one to keep bringing back stuff all the time. Anyway, even their most successful stuff, they will put an end cap on it. They'll be like, "This is a limited series," or most of their sitcoms don't go past 4 seasons.
I mean, if they wait this long again, I'm not going to be able to afford Netflix by the time they come back.
we waited for Young, Famous, and African through price increases, account restrictions, inflation,
all of that,
elections in different countries. We done seen it all. A lot has happened between the last time we saw this group and then the time that we picked back up with them, and I just don't think they have the plot anymore, and that's where I want to leave it.
I think that Fantana, calling her out.
Oh, Jesus.
We not gonna. You lead that back. How we get back to Fantana?
I'm gonna say something good about her. Though.
Oh, okay.
Why y'all thinking that I'm gonna talk about her big gum and big feet?
No.
I was not gonna say those things.
We don't know.
I was not gonna say those things.
Okay.
Y'all are trying me.
Please say something good about Fantana before we go.
I was saying she is a hustler. She had a one-hit song in Africa. She knew she has the American accent. She goes back to Africa.
This is supposed to be good, right?
I'm trying to figure out
what her ass was filled with silicone stuff. Shit.
Oh my!
Her ass is big. That's not her ass. Her waist.
My.
That's not her ass. Can I finish? And so she realized, I don't give a damn if I'm not gonna sleep with Diamond, as long as my career. The only disappointment I have with her is like, you're sleeping with this dude. You're not making any music. The only thing I sing is your fake ass and your fake ass big ass gum that
you just said you was not. You just said you was not.
I think that's as good as it's gonna get from.
This is as good as it gets. Okay, this is the limit. Sky is the limit. The limit is.
Oh my God, this is hilarious. This is hilarious, and
I'm extending grace.
Listen. As we head out here for today, I want to first thank you both for joining me for this because this has been quite hilarious, I must say.
Cheers, you guys. Cheers.
But if you would, Mod, I don't know if you should, let the people let the people know where they can find you, keep up with you, all the things. Do you want to give the people that information, Mod?
Of course.
Okay, let people know where they can find you.
The information is on them, but give it to them. Lead the horse to the water. Let's see if they drink it.
Am I allowed to speak my undisputed?
Yes. Go ahead. Tell them where they can find you.
I need the confession. Stop laughing.
I'm done. I'm not laughing.
Speak my confessions. Are you done?
You know I ain't done with you.
Undisputed African queen. That's my little sister over there. Okay.
We questioning that right now. Okay. Yeah, we gotta have a talk, Mod. But we gonna let this roll on. We gonna roll this roll on.
Mod, your socials. Where can they find you, baby?
Let them know.
Mod Afro Mama. Mod Afro Mama. I represent everything African, you guys. Okay. I am not a representative. Some girls will try to come for me. You're acting like you speak for Africans. I don't speak for Africans. Okay? I don't speak, but I call bullshit if it's bullshit. Okay? I'm done. I'm done with this stupid. I'm done. Cheers.
Confessions, baby. Where can they find you? Keep up with you. All the things.
Cheers. Subscribe to Mother from Mama. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Your turn is over.
Yeah. Like,
Wait. She's wait. I'm not done.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. I thought you gave all your handles. So, Mod Afro Mama, we got you, baby.
Mod Afro Mama everywhere. We got you. Undisputed everywhere. We got you.
Confessions. Tell them who is undisputed.
Thank you, Ma. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. You.
Oh my God. Oh.
Confessions of a Reality Queen, aka Confessions. Y'all can find me Confessions of a Reality Queen all across on all social media platforms. Come catch me in the morning and at night for Hey Boo Hey in the morning and Hey Boo Hey after dark. And we can get into all of everything. So come catch the vibe.
After dark.
Yes, I'm doing Hey Boo Hey after dark now. See? That's what I'm talking about. Ain't talk to your ass. I didn't even know you was going to be here, Mai. That's what I'm talking about. See, I'm trying not to cut up on you. I'm trying. But y'all, I promise you, I'm a whole much better vibe when Mod ain't on her shit and I'm by myself doing my thing and I ain't got Mod's energy in my face. So come by and check out the vibe without her.
And as always, I have been TeaRon, and I want to thank you all for watching. If you hung out with us for this long, you know what you can do. You can leave a comment. Let us know if you watched the series, what you thought about Young Famous African Season 3. Do you want to see more, or has this train come to a stop? That's what we want to find out here. But anything that you thought about the show, drop a comment on the YouTube video. Leave a 5-star rating and review for the podcast. Leave a comment there on your favorite podcast platform of choice, etc., etc. You can find me on Instagram at TeaRon World. You can also find Ubiquitous Blacks on all social media at Ubiquitous Blacks. And we don't know the TikTok situation, but I guess out of habit, I'm going to say you can follow me there too. At TeaRon with 2 underscores on the end.
We back for the moment.
Hey, who knows? And if you have any recommendations,
you can't find us there.
Listen, if you have any recommendations for things that we should watch, review, anything like that, you can email us, ubiquitousblacks@gmail.com. Again, ladies, I want to thank you for joining me. I had fun.
It's been a time.
It's been a
love
time.
Love coming.
And yeah, until we meet again. Hopefully soon. And hopefully with a much better show. Because so far,
are you kidding me?
So far, we not anytime we get together, it's not always, it's not been something stellar.
Cheers.
So,
you know.
Listen,
but
you better
bringing
cheer.
us together nonetheless.
We here
bringing
together.
us together nonetheless.
Ma gonna have to cheer some water.
You know what?
Mod? Pour that out here. Let me use some of this water. Hold on. Pour your glass out.
Oh gosh.
Cheers.
Peace out, y'all.
Bye, y'all. It's been real.